Hey, what's up, everybody? Just quick message for you for today. I was reading a book this morning called Life by Design. It's by a guy named Tom Ferry. If you don't know who that is, look him up. But he was talking about, the relation between this childhood board game that I'm sure a lot of you have played before and your path to success. And he related it to Chutes and Ladders, right? So if you ever played that game before, you know what I'm talking about. It's that board game. You roll the die, take a couple spaces forward, you hit a ladder, it launches you up, you hit a slider, you hit a chute, it slides you right back down a couple spaces, right? So when you think about it in terms of success or those goals and those dreams that you're chasing after, it's the exact same way. When you're rolling that die, you're taking a risk. You don't know if the risk is going to pay off or not, but you take it anyway, hoping for the best, right? And a lot of times it does work out for you. You move a couple spaces forward, you're gaining some momentum, you hit that ladder, boom, now you skyrocket, you got all this energy and momentum and confidence, and you're feeling good. But then sometimes you take that risk and it doesn't work out the way that you thought it was going to, or you hope that it was going to, and you have to slide down a couple spaces, right? Knocks you back, and a lot of people get caught up in that. We take a few steps back, a few spaces back, and instead of using that as just fuel and energy and momentum to just go for it again and go full force again, we'll get caught up and stuck in that, and sometimes we don't even move at all, right? You kind of stay stagnant there, right? So we've got to be able to push past that. Think about when you played the game as a kid. If you were super competitive like I was, I would get knocked back a couple spaces, and if I'm playing against other people, I'd get knocked back. Now I'm hungry for it even more. I'm hungry for that success. No, I'm down. I'm going to get back up to the top. I'm still going to win the game. You don't count yourself out. You think there's still a chance, and a lot of times there is, right? But you still have this hope. You're still hanging on to this hope that there's still a chance. So you take the risk again, and you do it again, and you do it again. It's the consistency that eventually leads to the success. But when we do this in real life, right, that pain hits, we have that setback, we stay stuck in that, and we start losing the motivation to push even harder to go forward, right? Sometimes you have to be willing to take a few steps back to learn something, right? To have a lesson in that pain, in that moment, and be able to still advance forward, still be able to take the risk, still stay consistent with it, right? Because everything that happens to us in life, whether it's a success or whether it's a setback, there's always a lesson to be learned in that, right? But if the goal was so big to you, if the dream, the vision was so big to you, so important to you, you shouldn't allow anything to hold you back from getting there, right? It doesn't mean you're not going to have some setbacks sometimes, but you still got to keep pushing. That same perseverance that you had, that same determination, that hunger you have when you're playing a little board game, you got to apply that same attitude to your dreams. You've got to apply that same attitude to your life, to the success that you're chasing after. So instead of letting ourselves get caught up in what doesn't go right and the risk that we went for that didn't work out the way that we wanted, right? Instead of getting caught up in that, keep your eyes focused on what it is that you're working towards. When you're playing the game, you're still thinking about getting in that finish line, having that success, having that victory. You're not focused on what's happening right now in the moment. You're focused on what you're working towards. So we've got to have that same attitude, that same mindset, that same outlook on what we're chasing after and achieving in life. Hope this message finds you guys well. Go out, take control of your day. Don't let the setbacks get to you. Keep your eyes focused on the big vision ahead and do some massive things.